Hey, what up, fam? Welcome to the Relationship Cheat Code. Hey, check this out. If you got kids around, please put your earbuds in. This episode right here is going to be spicy. This right here is a replay of one of our Relationship Thursdays, and yo, we went in right here. We talking about why ain't you giving oral in your relationship? Why? Why you ain't doing it? What are the barriers? What are the blocks? What are the reasons? What are the issues? We're going to be talking about that in this episode. So again, please tune in, please lean in, please like, please subscribe, and please share. Let's get into it, fam. This one right here is going to be juicy.
All right, y'all. So the first reason, y'all, why oral sex may not be taking place in your relationship.
Can you say the word on Facebook? Just say
oral. I'll just say
oral.
oral. Yeah.
I ain't trying to get the video shut down.
The first reason why oral ain't happening in your house is, it's a real simple one. And to me, it's self-explanatory, but sometimes that thing just might be a bit pungent. It just might not be right. I'm just saying, like, it just might not be right. I mean, that right there might be interfering with the reason why.
But why did you use the word?
I mean, it might be
pungent.
Pungent, yes. Rancid.
You say. Don't get disrespectful out here.
No, I'm just saying. What makes you think that I'm talking about women? I mean, I'm just saying it just might not be.
It don't matter. We're not gonna call names now. Don't have to call names like it's rancid. That's just disrespectful.
I'm just saying,
but it feels wrong.
Yeah.
But doesn't feel like a safe space in this community.
It's a safe space, but a part of safety is being honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, if your thing ain't right, if your stuff ain't right, then what makes you think that your partner gonna want to like do what you want them to do? And so again, now let me qualify this though, y'all.
And some people are not talking about it. So we want to translate this to your relationship. Some people are not talking about that. Some people are like, y'all have rules, right? They got rules. Like, you need to go get in the shower.
I don't care if you're talking about it, but I'm just saying
some people, no, what I'm saying is,
if you all by your damn self and you know that you ain't right, like you need to take care of that. I mean, you just do. Like, if you know that you're not right, and when you sit down, you get a whiff or something like that. Like, I mean, handle your business.
No, but here's the thing. I really want us to open this up for a second, and we're going to move on to the next one. Y'all, people are not talking about it. Everybody is different, right? So whereas I could be outside exercising, come in the house, just giving a little example, and you like, come here, let me do something. Yeah. And I'm like,
some people like it like
nah,
that.
bro, like what you talking about? I feel some type of way. I feel like I'm not right. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to do that. And you don't have a problem, right?
No.
So we're not talking about the fact that some of us are cool and some of us are not, so everybody's appetites and particulars are not the same, but we want you to talk about it. If you don't share, right, give your partner a suggestion, like, you know what I'm saying? Go, I like that smell you put on, you know what I'm saying? Go do that. Like then how's your partner going to know? So we're not talking about the fact that, your pungency tolerance, come around the other way, is not the same as mine. You know what I'm saying? And that it's not personal, right? But that it's about really being able to let your partner know. And so many people scared of hurting each other's feelings.
I mean, that's true.
Guess what? Your feelings going to be hurt much longer when you ain't getting none. And down there, and you're like, what the heck, right? Like, just, you're not able to give, right? You just address it. Just address it. So that's number one.
Yeah. So again, taste
smell.
And smell is like one of the most common aversions to being able to give oral. So again, if you're not right, make sure you take care of your stuff. And as my wife just said, make sure you're talking about it as well. So that's number one, y'all.
All right, that's number one. Number two, if you're just joining us tonight, we're talking about why oral sex is not happening in your relationship. Many folks' relationships who don't even have no issue with oral sex, but it's just not going down. Like, well, we've done that and we've been there, but we just don't do that as much anymore, right? And we really need to get to the bottom of this. You can take this particular topic and you can talk about this and transfer it to anything else in terms of your sexual relationship, right? It's about those spaces and places that may be a little awkward to talk about, or you want to bring forward, but your partner don't seem like they're down with it. You really want to know what's up. It could be around any area, but we're talking specifically tonight about oral. Okay. Number two, some people don't want bodily secretions in their mouth. Down. They don't want it. They don't want the bodily secretions. They don't want, and sometimes it's too thick. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's too slippery. Sometimes it got an odor, right? And sometimes it can smell like vanilla fruit and whatever, and you still don't want it, right? Like I just don't want that. So we had to recognize that the tendencies that we have, right, we cannot personalize. Some people just don't like that, and some folks me just say this. Some folks are not paying attention to your partner and what it is they like, what it is they don't like, and you're not giving and getting. You're not giving and taking. So, for example, if somebody doesn't, you know that your sweetheart, your boo, your wife, your queen doesn't like for the semen to be in her mouth, right? And she's giving it to you good, and you like every time, like, I'm just gonna let it out, right? And I gotcha. You know what I'm saying? It's like a gotcha joint. Like, she's like, I told you to tell me when you was, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to do that tonight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go brush my teeth after this. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
And then he quiet.
But, you know, and then he's just like, oh, my bad. Right. But you do that every time, right?
I'm gonna let it sneak up on you.
If that's the case, then we're not being considerate, right? So then you realize later on, or maybe you don't realize that, like, that person becomes even unconsciously a little less interested and a little more resistant because, you know, you're not paying attention to the fact that, no, I know you like for me to say, yeah, I like it, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that sometimes and I'll go with you there, right? But really, I don't. So, like, sometimes we need to be more considerate of one another. You understand what I'm saying? Be more considerate of one another. Not that's protein out
that's
here,
protein,
regular.
Yes, that's protein all day, every day.
So we got to pay attention to those nuances in terms of what folks like and don't like. That one is closely related. What is that? That's my phone.
Yeah, you always like beeping, vibrating, like doing something.
My bad.
Like, get it together.
I don't even know what's that. That's closely related though to the next one. Number 3, if you're just joining us, we're talking about some reasons why oral is not happening in your relationship. We want y'all to just talk about these things. Yeah. Send your boo this video and really start to get into them more. It's a beautiful thing to share, but people oftentimes stop doing it as much or don't ever go there because of these nuances that people don't really talk about.
And real talk, like, you know, what I would say in reference to what you just mentioned, like sometimes it may even inhibit the person who, now we're talking about why you may have an aversion to it, but for the person who is receiving it, it may inhibit their experience as well in terms of their full expression, because they're thinking about how you might respond if I just let go and be free. So for instance, if you got an issue with your beard being wet and your woman, you know, she squirts or whatever, then it may inhibit like your willingness or your woman's willingness to like just be free and let it go. And so, you know, you're averse because you don't want to have a wet beard at the end of the day, and you're not engaging in that act. But you know, ultimately, I think that, as my wife said, like, you got to be conversing around these things, y'all, because it's really important that there's some clarity around what you like and what you don't like in this particular area. The next thing, y'all, I think it was who was it? Cardi B. It might have been Cardi B or it was Nicki Minaj. In her song, she was talking about like touching that jiggly thing in the back of your throat. Like, some people got a gag reflex. I'm just saying. So they don't want to experience like they about to vomit every time they perform in oral sex. Like, they don't want you to touch that thing in the back of their throat, no matter how many times you dance into the song. Like, they don't want that experience. And so again, like, if you got a gag reflex, that may inhibit you from wanting to perform that particular activity. I'm talking about fellatio right now. And so, yeah, like, you know, all women don't want that. And I know that we as men sometimes.
Who do? You said all women. Maybe some of y'all do. Who want a gag?
Some women do.
I mean, when you get into a certain space, maybe, but not really. It's like when you like in your mind, like in my mind, yeah, but then you're like, for real, like, damn, stop. Some things in your mind seem better than when it's actually happening. I'm just trying to, but some of y'all tell the truth tonight. You're like I'm a gagger and I love it. If that's you, help me to know, help me to understand, but I don't really get that.
That's number 3, y'all. That's number 3. That gag reflex. All right, number 4. What's number 4, babe?
All right, number 4, y'all. This one, we probably really should have started with this one, but I think this one is, I think this accounts for a lot of the disconnect that people experience around giving and receiving oral in their relationships with the one that they love. And that is that people have hesitation and anxiety and concern about their ability to do it well, either to do it well or to do it well for you. You know what I'm saying? To really be able to hit it the way you want them to hit it. And some of us don't recognize or realize that we encourage a spirit of judgment and rigidity in our sexual encounters because we're like making comments and stuff like, what are you doing? Like, no, like I told you I don't like that. And, we're not being sensitive to the flow. So even if your partner is not, kind of getting it right just the way you want it, that you still allow for there to be an ebb and flow and allow y'all to work your way there. Some people are impatient. Or like, don't worry, stop. You ain't got like, don't just, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna happen. Right. And we tapping out and stuff like that. So I think we have to be really sensitive to how we show up and the impact to our partner. Some folks, some couples, they don't have that. They can talk like that and it's all good. Like, you're like, for real, you good? Yeah, I'm good. It's right. But others are a little more sensitive. So we're not oftentimes paying attention to the fact that people do have some anxiety and that kind of thing. And if there has been any narrative, any perpetual, like you just be like taking care of you, but you don't take care of me, and your partner is trying to take care of you, right? And they're not successful. It is better for you to be an encourager, so to speak, right? It's better for you to talk about what does work, what was better, right? Than to talk about like, and I still ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better for you to be, because all you're doing is creating a funky energy where, the person feels like, all right, like I'm, you testing every time you on trial, like, can I hit this, the right way? So we got to pay attention to anxiety and just not even, you ain't got to be anxious, but sometimes it's that, but other times it's just wanting to do all right and not getting a lot of positive feedback from your partner.
Yeah. And
let me say this, y'all, this might not always be the case, but I do think a lot of times, women, we are a little more loose. I'll be wrong, but this is just an observation that I've seen over time. We can be a little more loose with our lips. I don't know how that sounds, but what I'm trying to say is we can say
be loose with your lips.
Yeah, this what that's not, shut your mouth. Based on the topic of the night, that's probably one of the best choice of words. But we can be a little more like maybe reckless with our words. That's what I'm really trying to say. Reckless with our words in terms of like, how we talk about what our men are doing or not doing, like, he ain't, he ain't doing this and you ain't doing it. Like, I thought you was Mr. such and such, and being a little more just blunt with what's working and what's not working. Because I think culturally, a lot of times men are put in a limelight of like being, sexually kind of, more advanced, or you be like, you was a player, or you do this or do that, or you trying to do that. So we just kind of throw words around in terms of what we think they do too much of, or what we think they are, you was a hoe and you this and you that and whatever. And bringing that into your bedroom, we don't always recognize that our men are sensitive too, right? To whatever their past has been, whatever they do well or don't do well. And we just have to be gentle with one another in the bedroom, especially. So I think that important to really pay attention to what you're cultivating. You're cultivating a spirit of connection, a spirit of playfulness, a spirit of let's see what happens. How long can we go? What we doing? Or you an acceptance? Are you cultivating a spirit of like performance? Can you make it work? Let's get it there. Like, what's your energy? What's your energy? I think that's important.
Yeah. So that was good. Number 5, y'all. Number 5. Some of y'all are cool with passing the collection plate, but y'all don't want to make no offering.
Da, 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 da.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we gotta.
Yes, Lord.
Like I said, some of y'all are cool with passing the collection plate, but you ain't willing to make no offering. Like, it's all about you. So you're a receiver.
You ain't saying that, but that's how you be rolling.
Yeah, you're a receiver, but you're unwilling to give, and so you're operating from a selfish space. So, and there's no well.
Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? You just on your own. Like, I'm gonna get mad. But a lot of times people are not thinking that. You're not you're not thinking that way. But when you really look at how you roll, you are, let me tell me folks on the men. You add, can I get some? Well, you don't hook me up. I don't know what y'all say. Give me some head or whatever you say, right? Like, but then your boo, like she hasn't had an orgasm. And so there are plenty of people who are in relationship and the woman does not have an orgasm with her husband. She knows how to do it on her own. Some folks don't know how to do it on their own, but not with her spouse. Is that because that can't happen? Of course it can. You gotta be a student of your partner. Right. And just sidebar, a lot of folks are trying to figure out how to come to climax, women especially, during intercourse. And it for sure can happen. You can hit the G spot. There are things that you can do to be able to come during intercourse for women, right? Your clitoris is rubbing up against him, right? It's being stimulated. But to a great degree, women climax with direct clitoral stimulation. Oral sex being one of them. So sometimes we trying to figure out how we can get it that way. And many can, but many cannot. And you ain't even got to be trying that way. But you have to have a spouse. You have to have a man who is willing to recognize that it's not about like, let's get into it and we're going to go and then I'm done, and she's sitting there and she ain't screamed, curled her toes, ain't done nothing. You are not finished. You are not finished with your work. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And so, and women are not even speaking up and saying like, yeah, like it feels good, but I don't really have orgasms like that unless I do it for myself, or what have you. That's not okay.
It's incomplete.
And you need, I'm going to say this.
Is it half-ass?
It's half-ass. It is selfish and it's half-ass. And I'm going to say this real quick. Let me tell you something. Sometimes, no, let me never say that. So let me back it up.
What was you about to say? Hey, what's up, y'all? So we know you're enjoying the episode, but check this out, y'all. We're not just any old random couple that's coming on YouTube every week just giving relationship suggestions and stuff like that. We're way more than that, y'all. We're trained therapists and relationship coaches. Yeah. This right here is my beautiful, incredible, sensational wife, Iana.
And this right here is my dapper, debonair husband, Ayize. So y'all, we just want you to know that there is more. We don't want you to just be a spectator. We want you to get in here with us and join our community. We have all kind of folks who are doing their personal work, their relationship work. We have sister circles and men's lounges and trainings, and we address all kinds of things from infidelity to disconnection to communication issues and sex and intimacy issues. Look, the solution is at blandcore.com. Join us.
I enjoy blessing my husband in this way. I do not enjoy it as much as you do. I'm sorry, I messed it up. Do, and I said that too fast. I messed it up. My bad. He tried to do the little horn, and I was like, and another thing. I do enjoy it, to be clear. But I think you could do that 5,000 times a day. Like, not to the same degree, right? We're just built differently, but I do. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? Y'all are enjoying it. Y'all men are enjoying it, but then you're selfish. And, sometimes in my, like, my bad, I got to make sure he's straight. I got to hook him up because if you would just like be like lazy on the job a little bit, then I could feel like, oh, I ain't got to. But I can't even be like that. This Bama stay ready. He gonna make sure I get mine. Period. I be like, for real, I am good, baby. Like, that was good. I just wanted to. You're like, no.
Let's run it back.
I want to see you experience, and he'd be serious. And I'd be like, no, I'm not even like playing, I'm not like playfully resisting, like, no, I'm just like, nah, but he like, no, come on. And then I'd be like, all right, I just submit. And he'd be like, you gonna get it.
Mark, he double OT.
You know what I'm saying? It's, but again, that's probably his competitive spirit, because he's like, no, you're going to. I'm like, damn, I said I'm good. But at the end of the day, y'all, that level of commitment, how many of you are thinking about your partner in that way? I've come to completion, but what about her? Right? And then what about him? But I'm going to say, I think that men, it's easier for you all. So oftentimes y'all are straight and y'all are satisfied, and women, we're sitting there and you think that, just having you inside of me is enough. It's fabulous, but it ain't an orgasm. Orgasms are stress relieving. Orgasms add years to your life. They allow you to be able to sustain the difficulties of life better. You are able to connect in spiritually. They allow for words that would never, ever make up for the funkiness that's been going on to totally have to leave the environment, because the emotional sexual connection has just captured what you was trying to say earlier. We are missing so much by not coming to complete climax with one another.
I'm just trying to
and that's just a basic level. You can hold eye contact, look at one another. How many of y'all look at one another and stay with the eye contact for the entirety, and then try to climax together and hold that? That's a deep level of connection. You can't even get that if you ain't even trying to make sure she having one. You understand?
Why can't y'all match his oral energy?
So what now?
I said, why can't, and some women do. But I know a lot of women have expressed that it's hard to match his oral energy.
When you say oral energy, I love these fancy terms. What the hell are you talking about? Don't even know what. I could write a note like right now to him, like, what do you mean when you say oral energy? But I'm just going to ask right now.
You spoke about my commitment.
Oral energy.
You spoke about my commitment and my willingness.
So we're not talking about technique and skill.
Nah, I'm talking about doubling back and tripling back and
oh, like having a desire. I'm going to do it again and again. I just want to stay down here.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. Come on, women in this. Come on, can y'all put something in the chat? I'm trying to think of an answer. Y'all ain't help me out. So you said, so you're talking about desire.
I'm just talking about desire. Just that same.
Some of y'all. I mean, every woman is different.
Every woman is different.
Some of y'all just like to stay down there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Thank you, regular. Like back here is just way. Like, God damn, can you hurry? In my mind, I keep it in my mind. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Then I say, okay, I'm getting TMI now. And then you had to come off and take a rest. So you just put your tongue out real quick and just do like this. Because y'all just need to rest for a second. Like, long just because I need a rest. All right, y'all. So maybe that is it. Did y'all be heard? I do think it's easier for y'all, like you don't have to have a whole thing in your mouth on to be propped open.
Mm-hmm.
That might really be it, but I don't know. I don't have any sophisticated answer for that.
Yeah, all right,
but so I like Regular's answer.
Number six. For some people, y'all, sex is considered to be too intimate. Too intimate
sex?
Of an act. I'm sorry, not sex, but oral sex is considered to be too intimate, and you know. The experience is one where it requires a certain level of vulnerability, a certain level of availability. And as a result, like, you know, I'm not here for it. I'm not willing to open myself up and give that part of me to you because it requires that you enter me in a different way. And I'm not here for that. Like I'm in many respects, I'm pacing myself in a relationship and I'm guarded based off of past experiences. So this ties directly into maybe some trauma. And as a result, I'm not as comfortable with engaging in the act because again, to do so would be me letting my guard down and letting you in. And so I'm not here for that, for engaging in that. And if it was a traumatic experience that you may have had in the past, you may never be open to it just simply because of the association with that act when you engage in with it. I mean, when you engage in it with your partner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's one to pay attention to.
Yeah. And I would say I know we got one more to go, but my question for you is, so how should somebody respond if they do find themselves in a relationship with somebody who has dealt with some trauma in that area and they're wanting oral sex, but their partner is like, nah, it's not for me. Like, I mean, what would you say?
What's up, Darrell? Sorry, I'm on Facebook.
Can you answer my question?
I just see Darrell on Facebook. What's up, Tillmans? Okay. I mean, ultimately, I think you just have to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just gonna have to accept it. Like, I mean, if you're telling me that somebody's had some traumatic situation around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, some of y'all ain't never gonna get no oral sex. You ain't gonna never do no anal. You ain't gonna never imagine a third person just in your mind. Whatever those fantasies are that you have, it just ain't gonna never happen, except in your own little mind and your own little world. And that's just the reality. You know, they're gonna be, you know, some of y'all want golden showers, y'all want boo-boo and stuff. Like y'all want, you know, all kind. Y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I know everybody know what I'm talking about. People got all kind of stuff.
I see
I seen all kind of things. I done seen all kind of things out here. You know what I'm saying? Not in real life. I'm saying I seen on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that just ain't gonna happen. And you have to be able to remember that the point of sex and the point of coming together is to emotionally connect, is to spiritually connect, right? And you get all of these wonderful benefits, right? Like a whole new world opened up to you, to your stress relief, right? And your dopamine hits, and your ego stroked a little bit, and connection and all of that. But the point is to connect, so that you can still connect without that. That's all you can. That's all you can do. I mean, you can inquire like, "Are you sure? You sure? You know what I'm saying? You totally is it out?" And then if that's the case, because of some traumatic stuff, then I think we have to respect that. Because this ties into this is the last one.
Yeah, number 7.
Number 7, which is around the fact that the way that we're socialized around sex is so significant. So significant. And many people are socialized to believe that oral sex is wrong. It's wrong. That you're not supposed to do that. And it makes you, less than, or spiritually, not in good favor with God, whatever it is. I remember a client that I had many years ago, and she talked about the fact that she had worked so hard to get a lot of the narratives and the scripts from her religious upbringing out of her head around sex and oral sex and all of that stuff in particular, but that she remembers that essentially the message was, as a woman, if you're giving oral sex to a man, your husband, whomever, you only supposed to be doing anything with your husband, right? In a marriage, based on her religious upbringing. But if you're doing that, then you're a whore. You're a hoe. Period. Point blank. Period. Use a hoe. Use a hoe. And she said she worked hard to get rid of that, and she's able to very much know that that's not the truth, but she still can't bring herself to give oral sex, because the act of doing that, it's just, she can't make that connection. You know what I'm saying? We got to have compassion for folks who are dealing with that. Even though she's been able to correct the narrative, she still has a heart. She cannot do it. She just cannot do it. So that is another one. That's number 7. Some of the messages that we have around even having this conversation that we're having tonight, you know what I'm saying, is like, is Jesus in the room with all of this? You know what I'm saying? Is he in there with everything? And the reality is that, God gave us, I'm just going to put my little piece on it, gave us our bodies and gave us the sacred intimacy of marriage to be able to explore ourselves and to be able to explore different levels of intimacy, emotional intimacy, sexual intimacy, all kinds of intimacy with one another. And there's levels to it. And as soon as you hit one level and start to skate on that thing, dang, you're like, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level available to me. But we got to be willing to have these conversations and talk about these things. So tonight, we focused on why oral sex is not happening in your relationship. But fill that in with whatever you need to fill it in with. Why sex ain't happening in your relationship, right? Why kissing ain't happening. Why y'all can't get no touchy-feely. I can do everything but touch you down there. In your relationship. I can't touch it. Why we ain't seen each other naked in the bedroom in our relationship? You always got to have a towel up. You ain't showing me your body. Whatever it is, fill in the blank. It's all about being able to get in touch with and be transparent about, some of the thoughts, concerns, desires, and even fetishes that you have, and being willing to share those with your partner and take the risk to be like, damn, I feel kind of rejected. They weren't feeling that. And then also be willing to open your mind up in the spirit of connection, and then in the spirit of acceptance and increasing the levels of intimacy in your relationship. That's the goal.
Yeah, it is the goal. But I think, what's up, Willie? Like, you about to have people having some more babies based off the poems and all that stuff that you be writing. Yeah.
Yes, he's a master.
But what I was going to say is that I think that's another live stream or training that we should do, baby, because some people are resisting and are hesitant to really open themselves up to make room for their partner in their fullness. And so when you speak about fetishes and intimacy, exploration, desires, sexual appetite, like, some people may be cool with, like, I don't even want to know that part of you. And so what does that say about you and your relationship?
And then you feel like you can't be yourself.
Yeah. I think that we probably need to explore that.
I bet you do.
No, I'm just saying, like, people
let's keep this conversation going.
Nah, just people like, I'm trying to be my full me.
Yeah.
I want to show you who I am at the core, but I'm scared and I'm afraid whether or not you will accept me.
And I struggle with whether or not I even like feel okay with some of the thoughts and desires that I have, right? I'm not saying me, but I'm saying that if I'm feeling that way, then it becomes even more difficult with my partner. If you're not inviting me, like, baby, it's okay.
Or I feel uncomfortable with some of the thoughts that you have. Like, you might feel uncomfortable with some of the thoughts that I have, but just exploring what does this do to a relationship dynamic, specifically as it pertains to intimacy, when both partners are uncomfortable with fully expressing themselves, but then also fully seeing their partner for who they are. Like, we're unique as human beings, y'all. And it's important that we make room for each other. It really is important. And so I'm hoping that y'all was able to get something good from tonight, that y'all were able to gather something that was beneficial to you individually, but also to your relationship. And,
yes, indeed.
So that's it. That's all, y'all. We said we weren't going to be here long. We got what we got tomorrow? We got the welcome party.
Yeah.
We got the welcome party tomorrow. So we invite you to, let me go over to Facebook to see. Are you looking at the comments?
Yeah. I see some of your comments. I love your comment. Kim Carrington says, I've been in church almost my entire life and I'm still there. I'm not understanding how a woman can be considered a hoe within her marriage. Neither am I, sis. Neither am I. Dang, the comment went away. Oh, I ain't trying to do certain things, but it's not because I think it's hoe activity. I think you've coined a new term, hoe activity. It's not because I think it's hoe activity. It's just simply not what I find sexy. Okay, I love that. What's up, Tisha Levon?
Within marriage, sex is godly.
It's a godly thing. And yeah, so
Darren, why you put the puke face on golden showers? You're like, no, sir.
Yeah, that's how I feel about spit.
Spit.
Da.
Hey, I want to say this real quick. I know we're trying to get off.
Oh, I can't see. I don't like.
Oh, you can't see. Oh, I want y'all to consider your introduction to oral sex. I remember when.
Oh, I don't. I have to think about that. Bro, can you take it for real? Oh, you talking about something else? I thought you were talking about he was agreeing with me about like not like a spit, but no, then he was talking about something else.
Yeah, I was introduced. I believe it was in my freshman year.
I don't even know. Let me tell this story because I don't think I know this story.
Nah, but I remember the guy's name. His I'm not gonna say his name, but he was telling me about it.
One of your little silly friends.
Silly friend? I mean,
he was a freshman in high school, so they definitely silly.
He was a senior.
I don't care. He could have been a senior in college. He's still silly. But go on.
He was a senior, and he was talking to me about oral sex. And I was like, what are you talking? That's disgusting.
You did? You said that?
I did, bro.
That's hilarious.
Like, that's nasty. Like, you do what? So y'all, I was a virgin at that time. That's
oh my
nasty.
gosh, that's so funny to hear.
That's disgusting. Like, that's ill. You do that? Like, what are you doing? Like, I just could not imagine doing that as a freshman in high school. And it was. But that was
we had some more conversations about this inside the Blamely and Blam Core. I'm like, so tell me, so when you were your first time, and then how was that? Was it scary down there? Was she confused? Saying like, I have to think about, you have to think about these things. But all of these things, if you can have these kind of conversations with your boo, right? These are things that we probably don't talk about. Now, some of y'all ain't stable enough to be having these conversations. Let me go ahead and make some disqualifiers right now. The qualifiers. So it's my wine, sorry. But let me make some of those. If y'all got issues around infidelity, cheating, people with other people, y'all may not can have this conversation right now. Y'all don't be talking about all this right now, because then you're gonna be thinking about, oh, this is what you did with that bitch. We don't want to go there. Right. This is to increase and encourage intimacy. So if you're not in that space, we don't encourage you to go down that space. And women, I ain't just women, but if you can handle it. And if you can't, then don't do it. And don't do it just to be I'm trying to get close. But then at the end of the night, I'm laying in the bed rocking, thinking about it. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
Like, I just shared, but I'm not going to ask my wife because I don't really want to know.
Oh, you don't?
I really don't, boo.
Oh, I want to share.
I don't want to know.
I want want to know. I don't feel no type of way about that. You was in high school before you met me. We're high school sweethearts for those who don't know, but we met each other in our senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel no way about that person. But you don't want to know. I don't want to know. No. Really? No. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm curious. Is that how y'all be feeling? Does y'all resonate with? I'm just thinking like you're a kid. I'm just thinking about you telling me about your kid stuff. You know, like some of y'all are like, and we're talking about kids and oral sex. What the hell? I know some of y'all are talking like that, but y'all know some of y'all was, 15, 16, 17 and on. Mm-hmm. And y'all was younger than that. Stop playing. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. When I think about it, I don't even go there. Never mind. Mm-hmm. Y'all, this has been good. Any thoughts, any last comments from our Blam Core family at all? We want to remind you again, if you do, drop them in the chat, raise your virtual hand, and put them out there, questions, thoughts. We want to remind you about the party tomorrow evening. Even if you can't be on the whole time, just come through so you can hear the good music, okay? Because it's going to be fun, and we're just going to be chilling. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like, you could chair dance the whole time. Happy hour. While you could be doing some other stuff, or you could just be like, for real, like you got dressed up, your shoes on, everything, and break it down in your house, right? You can do all of that. What? Dress it out, shoes on. I'm serious. We was in the throes of the pandemic, yeah. I was getting all the way dressed up to go to the family room. Do you hear me? I was like, God damn it, I'm putting on something today. Okay, so sometimes it's like that. It's like that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. We are absolutely always honored and privileged to do this work and to share with everybody. Remember, ain't none of this worth nothing if you just keep it to yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't do nothing at all to actually stimulate some conversation between you and your partner, to take things further, to take another risk, to lean in, as we say in our Blam Core family, lean in and take this to the next level. We appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next time. All right, y'all. Peace, y'all. See y'all.